For, a whole century, marketing was really more art than science, right? It was this world of big budgets, gut feelings, and just crossing your fingers. But then, a revolution started. And it didn't happen in some slick ad agency on Madison Avenue. Nope, it happened in the quiet hum of server rooms. So this is the story of how two companies didn't just upend marketing. They literally rewired how all of us see the world.
You gotta love this quote from the department store pioneer John Wanamaker. It hits the nail on the head, right? Half the money I spend on advertising is wasted. The trouble is I don't know which half. That was the fundamental problem. It was, as the source material calls it, an elegant guessing game. You'd throw up a billboard, run a TV spot, and then you just hoped. You hoped the right person saw it at the right time. And that massive uncertainty, that was kind of the ghost in the machine for the entire industry.
So first up, let's take a quick look back at what we're calling the age of guesswork, because you really need to see where we came from to get how radically things have changed.
Yeah, just think about the Mad Men era, The entire business was built on intuition. It was all about a creative director's gut feeling for what would connect with people. You'd come up with a clever slogan, hope it would stick, and then just buy up every bit of media you could afford to blast that message out to, well, everyone. And the shift, it was absolutely dramatic. We went from billboards and TV commercials to these buzzing, humming server rooms. We moved from the art of intuition to the cold, hard science of data and algorithms. And this is the big one. We went from just hoping for an impact to literally engineering one. The whole foundation of the industry was just completely upended. Okay, and this is where our story really starts to get going. Because right as the 20th century was closing out, two companies showed up. And they weren't interested in playing the old game better. No way. They were about to invent a completely new one.
So player number one, Google. Now, their official mission was to organize the world's information. Pretty ambitious, right? But in the process, they stumbled upon something way more valuable: how to organize human intention.
The year 2000. Mark it down. This is the moment everything changed. When Google launched AdWords, they built a system that completely threw out the guesswork. Instead of trying to figure out what people might want, it just waited. It waited for people to tell them, loud and clear.
And what this did was create this massive shift from what we call push marketing to pull marketing. Think about it. For decades, advertising was all about interruption, right? A commercial breaks up your favorite TV show. That's push. Google flipped that completely on its head. Pull marketing is all about waiting for you to signal you're interested, and only then giving you the ad.
The genius of this is just incredible. When you go and search for running shoes, an ad for a shoe store isn't some annoying interruption, is it? It's actually helpful. It's the answer you were looking for. Google somehow managed to rebrand advertising as useful information delivered at the precise, exact moment you want it.
So, while Google was busy mapping out what we all want, another giant was mapping something way more personal: who we are. And yeah, you guessed it. Enter Facebook.
Just think about it. Every single like, every post you share, every time you update your relationship status, you're voluntarily giving data to what became the biggest market research panel in human history. And it wasn't some one-off survey. No, this thing was a living, breathing database of our connections, our tastes, our whole lives, running 24/7.
And that database, well, it unlocked a level of precision that was just unheard of. Before, you were targeting women 18 to 35. It was like casting a giant fishing net and hoping for the best. With Facebook, it was like using a laser-guided spear. You could target women who love yoga, live in Madrid, have a cat, recently broke up, and listen to indie rock. You weren't just targeting a demographic anymore, you were targeting a person.
Surgical. That's really the perfect word for it, isn't it? The old blunt instruments of mass media was swapped out for a scalpel. Suddenly, advertisers could pinpoint their exact customer with a level of precision that honestly felt like something straight out of science fiction.
So, together, Google and Facebook didn't just tweak the old rules, they wrote a completely new playbook. And it came with its own language, its own tools, its own set of rules.
Okay, first piece of new jargon, CPC, or cost per click. This one little metric basically solved John Wanamaker's 100-year-old problem. All of a sudden, you knew exactly which half of your money was working. Why? Because you weren't paying for vague eyeballs on a billboard anymore. You only paid when somebody actually raised their hand and clicked. And then there's retargeting. Oh, you've definitely seen this one in action. You know when you look at a pair of shoes on one website, and then for the next week, ads for those exact shoes seem to stalk you across the entire internet? Yeah, that's it.
Our source material calls them ghosts in the ecosystem, which is a perfect and kind of creepy way to describe it.
This caused a huge cultural shift. I mean, it was seismic. The center of the marketing universe literally moved from the creative department down the hall to the data science lab. The new rock stars weren't the slick copywriters anymore. They were the analysts and engineers who could read the data and let the algorithms do their thing, making thousands of decisions every single second.
Okay, so we've covered the how, right? The move from pure guesswork to pure data. But now we've got to ask the big so what question. What's the real legacy of this whole revolution?
Because all this power, this incredible ability to persuade, to target, to engineer exactly what you want to happen, well, it doesn't come for free. There's a cost, and it has these massive consequences that go way, way beyond which brand of soda you decide to buy.
And here it is, the main cost, the filter bubble. Think about it. When an algorithm's #1 job is to show you stuff you're likely to click on, it gets really good at filtering out anything you won't. That means dissenting opinions, challenging ideas, anything that might make you uncomfortable. You end up in your own little personalized echo chamber, perfectly designed to keep you engaged and, well, to keep you buying.
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? The impact of Google and Facebook goes so much deeper than just ads. By curating what we see on our news feeds, what we get in our search results, even our video recommendations, these platforms have become the main lens through which billions of us see and understand the entire world.
So let me leave you with this final thought. Marketing today, it isn't really about what a brand says anymore. It's about what the algorithm already knows about you. Your hopes, your fears, even what you're probably going to do next. The age of intuition is definitely over for the marketers, but the real question we have to ask ourselves is it over for us too?